balances here show that the debit side is equal to the credit side, which normally means that we did not make any errors. However, trial balance may still balance at times, and yet some errors have been made. Those errors don't affect trial balance agreement. The error of compensating errors, error of principal, error of original entry, error of complete reversal of entry. Now, these errors, please, I think we have discussed in correction of errors videos already released in this channel. You watch it for reference purpose. So back here, we did not make any mistake. But I want to deliberately make a mistake now so that we can find what to do with suspense account. Now, I'll try to make one-sided errors. Now, in the first transaction that we sold to Etil 500, 500 was recorded in Etil. Where is Etil? But instead of 500 for sales, 5,000 was mistakenly recorded. This is an error. Now, I want to make a second error. Now, also, purchases of 70 from Abe Enterprise. Abe Enterprise, we recorded the correct amount, but for purchases, 170 was mistakenly recorded. These are part of the. Now, in this case, instead of 70, I recorded 170. That's overcast. Instead of 5,000, I recorded. Sorry, instead of 500, I recorded 5,000. This is overcast error. Now, let's assume I genuinely made this mistake because probably I was rushing or something. That I recorded 170 here instead of 70, and I recorded 5,000 here instead of 500. It can be any type of error. But once it affects one side of account, trial balance will reveal it. And now we need to prepare suspense account. Now, Etil remains 430. Sales now is 5,000. That is wrong. So we did not know it's wrong until when we discovered the error. Now, sales returns is 70. Purchases is 170. This is an error. As we said, I said I deliberately made mistake here and there. So this is a deliberate mistake, but normally accountants can also make mistakes. So when those mistakes happen, we'll deal with it in suspense. Now, wages is still 17. Purchases, okay, mistake of 170. AB Enterprise 70 in credit side. Bank is 17. Now, help me to add the left side. And the other person help me to add the right side, credit side.
5,087 credits.
687. 5087.
Yes.
687. Now, this is huge difference. Now, in that case, what you do is find the difference. That would be the suspense account.
4,400.
So 4,400 plus what you had before. So you have
5,087. Yes.
Okay. 5,087. This does not mean the end of the accounting process. It only means that you have temporarily taken care of that difference. You have posted it to a temporary account, which is called suspense account. Suspense account is an account that takes care of the difference between the cash book, debit and credit sides till investigation reveals the errors. Until that time, suspense account will take care of it. Now, let's assume this is the end of the period and the accountant made these entries with the mistakes. And the accountant discovered that, okay, debit side was not equal to credit side. And the accountant posted the difference into the suspense account. So how do we do, even upon investigation, how do you correct the errors? Now, first thing is to find out what the error is. So let me clean the correct ones. So this was wrong, this was wrong. Now, it was discovered 2 errors were made. First error was that sales was recorded as 5,000 instead of 400. Now, how do we correct it? Showing journal entries. So this is details Now, correction of errors is done in general journal, which is what we are doing now. Details, debit, and credit. The first error was that sales was overcast by 4,500. So what do? When there is an overcast, just remove it from the amount of the original amount recorded. 5,000 was recorded instead of 500. So that means that excess of 4,500 will be recorded in the reverse side of 5,000, which is the debit side. So we debit sales account by 4,500. Then, because there must be two entries for any correction, the second entry is your suspense account. Suspense account 4,500. That is a correction of overcast in sales account. That is the correction of the first error. We are showing journal entries to correct those two errors made. The second error made upon discovery was that purchases account was recorded as 170 instead of 70. That was also an overcast. It can be undercast. It can be anything. It can be that it wasn't even recorded at all. Just any type of sincere mistake. Don't forget, it can be any mistake. I've only used overcast here. It can be instead of 70, 7 will have been recorded, or nothing would have been recorded. That error, once it is an error, look for that error. That is what we will tackle. In this case, 100 has been overly recorded. Instead of 70, 170 was recorded. And if that is the case, we will remove that 100. When we are removing an account, we record in the opposite side. You know, like in mathematics, the reduction means you minus. You put minus sign. In account, we record in the opposite side to deduct something. Now, 70 is what should be here. 170 is here. Now, we want to remove that 100 excess. We just record that 100 excess in the credit side of purchase account. Purchase 100, that excess. Now, what takes care of the corresponding entry? That is suspense. Suspense account 100. This is correction of overcast in purchase account. Don't forget, as I said earlier, the error can be anything. Once it is not the 6 errors that will not affect trial balance agreement, then it will affect suspense. Original entry, omission, commission, reversal, principal, and compensating errors. They will not affect trial balance agreement, so suspense account will not appear. But the other errors that are one-sided will affect suspense. Now, I've corrected the 2 errors. So examiner can ask me now to open a suspense account to finalize everything. It's very easy. Suspense account. Suspense account. Now, here we have suspense in the credit side. So we have corresponding entry is sales, and that is 4,500. Sales 4,500. We also have suspense in the debit side here, and corresponding item is purchases. 100 purchases. Now, what was the amount in the trial balance? Difference in trial balance, 4,400, and it was in the debit side. So, difference in trial balance. Difference in trial balance, 4,400. After you have done your correction, suspense account must cancel out. Let's confirm. This is 4,500. This is 4,500. You have cleared out suspense account. That is the end of suspense account. It is as easy as that, but the error can come in any form. Just ensure you prepare your journal entries to correct it. It won't make any. It won't make more difficulty to finish it. Once you have discovered the problems, open journal entries to correct it. Then start from the difference of trial balance. Then correct the errors. Where suspense appears in credit side there, we put it there. but the details will be the corresponding thing. Here, suspense appears in debit side, 100, and the details is purchase. That's what we did. Then we brought the value from difference of trial balance. Then eventually it crosses out without looking for any balance from somewhere. If after you've done your correction and you have prepared your suspense account, if there is still any balance or left one side is still more than the other side, there could be two things. Either you have made a mistake yourself in the process of correction, or the person that discovered the errors had not discovered all the errors completely. So normally, once you do your suspense, debit side must cross out credit side. That is the end of today's class. But for reference, you will watch trial balance, correction of errors, double entry and debt clip acronym, and subscribe to this channel. Thank you. Like to see you the next time. Bye.